Jordan has renewed its offer to swap an al-Qaeda prisoner for a Jordanian fighter pilot held by ISIS. But Jordan says it will not free the female bombing suspect without proof its pilot is still alive. Holly Williams joins us now from Erbil in northern Iraq tonight with more on all of this. And Holly, I want to start by talking about Kenji Godo. Before he was executed by ISIS, the group publicly demanded ransom for the first time. Then they seemed to change their mind and demand this prisoner swap in exchange for Godo. Does that signal, do we think, a change in tactics?
Well, Jeff, it certainly raised hopes that ISIS might be willing to do prisoner swaps, which would be welcome news in the US. Because unlike some European governments, which are thought to have paid millions of dollars to ISIS to secure the release of their citizens, the US refuses to pay ransom money to terrorist groups. So doing prisoner exchanges seemed to open up the possibility, for instance, of freeing the last remaining US citizen believed to be held by ISIS. But in the end, of course, ISIS did what it's done many times before. It murdered a non-combatant, and then it used that gruesome video for its propaganda value.
Holly, I know a lot of folks feel like U.S. troops on the ground are going to be needed, but the U.S. does say at this point the air campaign against ISIS has killed around 6,000 of the group's fighters, including half of its leadership. Are you seeing signs that ISIS is weaker on the ground?
Well, Jeff, we've spoken to several commanders on the ground here in Iraq who say that ISIS is looking more defensive, that it has fewer fighters, and that they are less willing to go into battle. Now, ISIS is clearly not invincible. Last week, it was forced to retreat from the strategically key Syrian city of Kobani. But it took more than 700 US-led airstrikes and 4 months of street fighting against local Kurdish forces to push ISIS out. And elsewhere in Syria, where there have been far fewer airstrikes, ISIS has actually gained territory during the air campaign. So ISIS may be weaker, especially here in Iraq, but it certainly looks a long way from defeat.
Holly Williams in Erbil. Holly, thank you very much.